Good morning, guys. Mana here. Say we got some changes from the PTR. You know, came out yesterday. Let's take a look at them. So Blood Death Knight, they got a buff to their tier set, which I mean, strength up to 5%. Marrow Rend grants you 10% extra on top of that. It's not bad. Frosty K looks like they got a nerf. All ability damage reduced by 10, which is huge. Melee damage reduced by 20, because I'm assuming they have those talents that increase their auto attack damage. Icy Death Torrent by 35, Merciless Winter by 30, Obliterate by 10. Huge nerf on this, like AoE and single target. Unholy Death Knight, we knew this was coming. All damage reduced by 8, and your pets, pretty good. Lord of the Dead, 25, Magus by 15, Lesser Ghouls, 15, and some of your even single target. Well, this is AoE, but Putrefy by 15, Coil by 18, Pestilent, like your diseases from your Runeforge. Pestilence by 25, Infected Claw comes from your pet by 25, Virulent Plague by 25, and it nerfed your hero talents when you get White Maiden. Demon Hunter, Devour increased by 10%, which is great because they are pumping damage right now. Havoc damage by 5%. Doesn't affect PvP. I wish it did because they're kind of tearing people up in PvP right now. Balance Druid. All damage increased by 3.5%. Not that big. Not that big, and I actually kind of expected a little bit more because they're kind of booty cheeks right now. Moonfire Sunfire by 10. Shooting Stars by 10. Wrath Starfire by 10 and 20. It's not bad. Umbral Intensity by 12 was 10. That's not a huge ordeal right there. Meteorites by 15. People still probably aren't going to play that. Apex Talent by 10%. It's pretty good. The 2-set bonus, instant starfall damage increased by 15. That's pretty big. Hero Talents, Keep of the Grove, starfall damage increased by 250%, was 200. Spirit Thicket increases starfall damage by 18%, was 12%. So I think we're getting some pretty big AoE buffs to Boomy. Feral Druid didn't get any love again. They just, some quality of life fixes. I wish they would do something with Feral. Restoration increased to the mastery by 15%, which is actually pretty good. That's a pretty big buff. And the 2-set got nerfed. 2-set for Genesis, 15 was 25. Redesigned. Four piece was redesigned. Nature's Witness, Trank, and Iron Bark have a 100% chance to grant Genesis, and this duration is increased by 4%. Not bad. Not bad. Evoker. Hero Talents, Scale Commander. Yeah, that's crazy. Pyre damage increased by 40%. Maneuverability's damage over time increased by 40%. Og, Hero Talents, Chrono Warden. Double time has been updated. If Ebonite reapplies double time while it's already active, double time's duration is extended instead of overriding the previous double time effect, which is good because this um, was messing a lot of people up with trying to track that buff. Preservation got some love. My opinion, not enough love because this is a nerf right here. Healing by 50% was 60%. Spiritual Clarity reduces the cooldown of Dream Breath by 6 seconds, was 10. I don't I know why they changed this. It's because of in PvP they're getting a lot of like last minute saves from people. Flame Shaper, expanded lungs, increased the healing of Dream Breath by 20, was 30. Condom Flame increased the critical strike by 10, was 15. Does not affect Dev Evoker. Yeah. These are, I mean, this is the only buff 300% was 200%. Hmm. Dang, I was kind of hoping to see some preservation love. That would have been really fun to play this season. Beast Mastery Hunter. Now, some big things are happening with Beast Master. They're getting insanely buffed. Yeah, your auto shot damage increased by 20, Cobra shot by 30. Serpentine strikes now increase Cobra strikes critical strike damage was 20, or by 20% was 50%. Cobra senses now increased Cobra shot damage by 10 was 35. Barb shot damage reduced by 12. And I think that applies to the bleed as well. Venomous Forceset now increased Cobra shot damage against a single target by 15% per stack was 30. So you got a little buff, a little nerf, but not terrible. I think it'll be playable. Marksman though, you got some good buffs. Auto shot damage by 20, rapid fire damage by 20, steady shot by 50, volley by 20, arcane shot by 15, multi shot by 80, kill shot by 25%, and black arrow by 25%. Could we see marksman up, A tier this season? Potentially. They do bring the lust. They do have the AoE wide hunter's mark coming. So maybe I would like to play. Fire Mage got a little bit of a buff, 12% increase on damage. Pyroclasm duration increase 20 seconds was 15. Pretty good. 12% is pretty massive. Frost just updated their 4 set. And it looks like they nerfed it. Now generates 5 icicles over 1 second when it triggers rather than immediately granting the glacial spike effect. That doesn't make any sense. It's still going to be an instant glacial spike. Because talking 1 second, that's nothing. Mistweaver Monk, spinning crane kick damage increased by 10%. Resolve an issue that caused temple training. Spinning crane kick damage increased to apply to Mistweaver. Yeah, that was a big problem. Windwalker, combat wisdom now increases stamina by 5. Calming presence now reduces damage taken by 10 was 6. Not the changes I was hoping to see. Because Windwalker has some pretty good AoE burst. Not so much good single target. But their AoE was pretty much unmatched. Now these are the changes I really wanted to see. Paladin. Holy Paladin. Got your 2 set. Now increase the effectiveness of fusion by light by 100% was 75. All healing increased by 8%. Word of Glory healing increased by 5. Eternal Flame healing increased by 5. Holy Shock by 10. Ring of the Heavens now cast Divine Toll at 200% effectiveness was 100. Truth Prevails healing increased by 30. Saved by the Light Absorb increased by 50%. That's actually pretty big. Tyrion's Devotion now reduced cooldown lay at hands by 40% was 30. That's also massive. Awakening now activates on a 15% chance was 10. It's not that important. Glistening Radiance now absorbs 2% of max health up to 6% was 1 up to 5. Overflowing Night now transfer 50% of Holy Shock's healing was 30. That's pretty good. Call of the Righteous now decreased the duration of Avenging Wrath by 3 seconds was 4. And it decreased the duration of Avenging Crusader by 2 seconds per point was 2.5. That's pretty massive if you're going to have more uptime on your wings. Now, I love a Holy Paladin, but are these changes enough to make it worth playing? I think so, but I'm very biased when it comes to Holy Paladin. Prot fixed an issue where Blessed Words increased Word of Glory healing was incorrectly applying without being talented. That was a big no. I'm glad they fixed that. Valiant Crusade no longer cancels on death. Blessed Words overhealing effect now works on any target. Guardian of Ancient Kings initial cooldown increased to 8 seconds. Adjusted many talent locations. Improved Art Inventor now applies a debuff to indicate when fatal damage has been sustained. That'll be good. Maybe Prot Paladins will actually, heal themselves more. Ret fixed their 4 set. Consuming Divine Purpose grants Divine Arbiter. Empowering your other holy power spenders to unleash an arbiter of light at their primary target, dealing holy damage and holy damage to enemies within 8 yards. Cannot occur when Divine Arbiter is active. The Venomous Abyss 4 set, Divine Arbiter damage increased by 35. Not a big deal. All damage reduced by 6%. Not a huge nerf, but potentially noticeable. This Priest got a little love, got not some love. Boil Shield's absorption reduced by 30%. Now I know they're changing it to where Mind Blast automatically gives you a proc of Void Shield, but to reduce the absorb by 30% is pretty crazy. Ultimate Pen, damage and healing increased by 30%. I mean, sure. I mean, yeah, it's not that great. Greater Smite duration increased to 4 seconds, was 2 seconds. Nobody's going to run this talent because you have to keep track of Smite. You got to plant your feet as a Disc Priest, and it's just going to be bad all around. All healing and absorbs increased by 10%. That's pretty good. Atonement heals for 32%. Damage done was 30%. 2%. That's nothing. Atonement already heals for nothing. Holy Priest, all healing increased by 10%. Benediction mana cost reduced by 30. Apotheosis now reduced the mana cost of Holy Words by 70%, was 50. Decent changes, decent changes. I wish they would give Holy Priest maybe better movability, or maybe even a knockback protection when casting Divine Hymn. We'll see. Increased by 10% is pretty good though. Shadow Priest, all ability damage done, increased by 8%. Not that big. Sub Robe, all ability damage reduced by 8%. Okay, does not affect PvP though, so you're still gonna get one shot. Shaman enhancement, fix an issue causing the Venomous Abyss 4 set, bonus aura short circuit to not be consumed. Fix an issue causing Crash Lightning to only strike a single target. That's bad because Crash Lightning is an AoE ability. The Venomous Abyss 4 set bonus aura short circuit now increases damage of Crash Lightning weapon enhancement effect. Bonus will be calculated as average when there are multiple stacks active. Okay, so not really anything to see. Resto Shaman. Acid rain damage increased by 50%, but now causes damage every 2 seconds, was 1 second. Terrible change. Fix an issue where healing rain was not causing immediate healing when casting the spell. Good, because healing rain was supposed to be an instant heal. Fix an issue where both acid rain and healing rain were not probably granting a Patrial tick when a healing rain naturally expired. Excuse me. So I wish they would just buff Restoration Shaman instead of trying to fix healing rain. Like, I know they're trying to make it where healing rain needs to be used more, but can we, I don't know, buff some totem healing, buff some single target heals, buff chain heal, like, give them some love. I think it's about time. Warlock Affliction, Venomous Abyss 2 set has been updated. Seeded Corruption now applies Unstable Affliction at 20% effectiveness to your target was 50. Pretty, big nerf. We're making the adjustment to avoid making Seeded Corruption the universal tool for spending soul shards. We want Unstable Affliction to remain the spell Affliction Warlocks use in a single target encounter. I mean, people aren't going to press Seed anyway in a single encounter. So this, I don't understand this. Because they're going to press Unstable Affliction anyway, not Seed. But what do I know? Desperate Warlock, all damage increased by 10%. That's pretty big. Maybe you'll see them be played a little bit. I don't think they'll be meta, but you never know. Warrior, Arms Warrior. Venomous Abyss 2 set has been updated. Mortal Strike and Execute damage increased by 10%. Was only Mortal Strike. Other effects unchanged. That's actually pretty decent by 10% because these two buff each other already on the talent tree. Melee auto attack damage increased by 100%. Not really worth looking at. Hero Talents Colossus. No Stranger to Pain has been updated. Damage prevented by each use of Ignore Pain increased by 30. Was 20. That's for prot. Dominance of the Colossus has been updated. Enemies damaged by Demolish take 20% reduced damage from you for 10 seconds was 10%. Okay. Slayer's Dominance has been updated. Chance to trigger a Slayer Strike increased to 25 was 15. Pretty good. Pretty good. Fury Warrior. You're still not going to see these guys. Bloodbath initial damage reduced by 12%. Bloodbath bleed damage increased by 300%. Yeah. Nothing to see here. You're not even going to. You're not going to take them. I'd rather take an Arms Warrior over a Fury Warrior. Prot Warrior. Venomous Abyss Force set has been updated. Bloody Rebuke bleed damage increased by 100%. Unyielding increased the damage reduction bonus of defensive stance by 6% was 4%. That's pretty good. Colossus, basically the same thing as Arms Warrior, except for Shield Slam generates an additional 4 rage, was 3 rage. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good changes. I don't think we'll see the meta shift at all. Might see a few more Holy Paladins, might see more Holy Priests with that 10%. I'd still, you'll probably see more Discipline than Holy still, just because of the maneuverability Discipline offers. Resto Druids, you'll probably see them sometimes. Probably won't see Prez Evoker at all. And Resto Shamans, you'll probably see them just as much. And that's that for the PTR changes. Now, is there anything else? I don't think so. Housing exteriors, not interested. Mythic raid testing, I think they're letting dungeons come up as well. Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty good changes. Some not overall decent changes. And that'll be that. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments on what's going on.